right, hello everybody. Today we're going to try a second try at our monster viruses. Sorry about the technical difficulties that we have had, but hopefully this will work. So this is what we're making today, is a coronavirus monster. And so the first thing that you'll want to do is you're going to take your paper, and you can just use a copy paper, that's just fine, and you're gonna fold it in half. So you have it, move these out of the way so you can see. So you'll have it just folded in half, and then you'll open it up, and then you're gonna take the top part and then just fold it back up the other way, just so that you can hide the mouth. Then you just take a pencil and make sure that you don't press very hard. You wanted a light circle, and the best way to do a circle that I have found is just to make a circle and then keep going over that circle until you like the actual shape. You just kind of keep going around and around and kind of see which shape you like. And then we're going to go ahead and add the little crown part. I found out that corona actually means crown because of these little things that stick out that make a crown. And you can just add these anywhere. Just draw 2 lines and then just kind of a little squiggly thing at the top. And they don't have to be perfect. And you're just gonna add all the little crown parts. Now, I'm just going to use markers to show you how to do it. I've also done it in crayon, and I was going to show you a little bit of how to shade, but if we have time, I'll kind of explain that. So now you'll want to draw some eyes, and I can never get my eyes to be the same size. Never been able to do that. But you kind of do the same thing that you do with the circle, is just keep going around until you like the shape that it's made. And then I'm going to add, you've got to make this, in order to make it look like it's 3D, you'll have some little corona crown edges coming around. And I made one, try to make it look like a nose, because I thought that would be fun to add a little nose to the virus. And then once you have that, you'll want to open it up and draw a line straight down to connect the top from the bottom. And this is where you're going to draw your teeth. So just an up and down. They don't have to be even. I think the less even they are, the scarier it looks. So just an up, down, make triangles, and there you have it. Now for the coloring, I'm just going to show you how you can, I'm just using just some regular, these are dual tip, I just got them on Amazon. They work okay, they're not wonderful. Some of them have dried out a little bit, but I wanted to show you how to kind of go and work with blending and using different colors when you're coloring with markers. Because the more colors you have, then the more it's going to look 3D. So we're going to just start, and we're going to start because we're using markers. We're going to go darker to lighter. So I've picked out, I'm decided to do a little bit of a purple, and we may add a little other color in at the end, but I've picked 3 colors that are kind of similar shades, and we're just going to start with where it's going to be the darkest. So if you're thinking that there's going to be some sun up here, then the sun is going to hit the top part before it hits the bottom part. So I'm just going to go, and you can see on this tip that it's already frayed a little, but that's okay. I'm just going to go and start doing kind of the bottom of the crown part, because that's going to be more shaded and more darker than the top part. And when you get down to the bottom, this part is going to be completely darker than the others, because if the sun's up here, then the light's going to hit the top and not the bottom. So we're just going to go through, and you see how I just kind of made some lines. I didn't color it entirely in, but just made some lines just to kind of add texture, because it looked like on the pictures that I've seen that the actual coronavirus is just kind of a little bit fuzzy looking. You see the one on TV that they always use, and that actually doesn't look, I don't think, like what the coronavirus really looks like on a microscope. In fact, I did read that it has no color to it, and they've added color so people can see kind of what it looks like. So you can make your coronavirus any color that you want. You can choose your favorite color or what you think would be a good color for coronavirus. Okay, so I'm going to go back through. I've kind of outlined it all, and I've gone back through, and I'm going to kind of do the highlighting. Make it darker on one side, on the bottom side, and lighter at the top. And these top one, the only place it's really going to be dark is right up here under this little ledge that the sun can't hit. So if you change where the light hits, it's going to show that there's more dimension. It looks more realistic. So again, just kind of add what you want here. And you can see I'm just kind of following the lines. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to do the little nose part. And again, if the sun's hitting down, this part is probably going to be darker underneath. And then we're going to just leave the ice for a minute. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to switch to a different color that's not as light as the lightest, but a little bit lighter than what you had. And you know, it doesn't even need to be, you could use a whole different shade of a color. It does, like if you're doing purples and then you wanted to add like a pink, that would be fine too. But you're gonna just kind of go through and go on top of the color that you went a little bit as well. And that's gonna add some more dimension. It's gonna make it darker over there and lighter on the other side. So if you can see these parts down here, I'm just going on top of it. It's making the other purple look darker, and it's kind of making the edge more. Okay, and just keep kind of working your way. And if I am going too fast, you can always push pause and get caught up. Or if you're done before me, you can push pause, or you can speed it up actually. Alrighty, so we're getting ready. We're having more of this lighter purple now. Now you'll see that I'm leaving some places white, and I'm doing that intentionally because we're going to come in with the lighter color and where the light's going to hit. If you look at any object, you'll notice that it's not actually just a complete solid color. The objects are always reflecting other colors or reflecting light, and so you'll see a lot of different colors within that object. Alrighty, we're almost done with all the corona part, the crown part, and now I'm just going to kind of fill in with your marker, and I'm going to kind of use a direction. When you're working with markers, the direction that the line takes will also add a little texture. So I'm going to use this little texture by adding texture by just keeping it kind of a straight line. Now if you see on my other one, you can kind of see the texture that it created by doing the certain lines. All right, so we're going to keep going. And up here again, we're going to have more white left in between because the light is going to hit more up at the top, and this down here is going to be more filled in. And you can see as I go over the layer I already went in, the part that goes over the other line will make it a little darker, and that will actually help make the dimension, make it look more realistic too, like it's a fuzzy kind of thing rather than just a flat little object. Okay, now we're gonna switch, and I'm trying to think, I might want to just add for the eyes, I was trying to think of what colors. How about some green eyes? So we're gonna add the green eyes right now. All right, now we're gonna take our lightest color that we have, or if you don't have different colors, you can just use another different color, but you'll want to go lighter. So if you choose like a dark blue and then you wanted to add like a green, I would pick a light green or a yellow or something like that. Now if you do mix yellow and green together though, it's gonna come, or yellow and blue together, it's gonna turn green. So you wanna kind of be careful of what colors you choose. So now I'm just kind of adding this lighter color in here. And what you'll want to do, the biggest mistake that people use is the biggest mistake that people do is they leave parts white. And that to me doesn't look finished. I like to have it all colored in, and then it looks more finished. Now as you see, when I'm adding some of these other colors, this part is kind of fading away, and that will be okay because we'll come back in and we'll add some more to it. So we're gonna just finish up here. We're just gonna add some of this color on the top. Make sure that you don't leave any white. This is where we want to fill it all in. Now you can also do this with crayons or any other, you know, colored pencils are fine. If you have chalk's really messy. You're parents are probably not going to want you to do chalk because it gets all over the place, but you could use chalk as well. Okay, now we've just have this last little bit here to fill in that top part. We'll get to this. All right, and we're still following with the strokes. Okay, now this is your time, once you get that all done, to kind of look over and go, okay, is there anywhere that I left some white that I need coloring in? So I'm just going to go in and fill all these spaces in. Okay. Oh, there's just a few spots here that I keep seeing. Now I'm going to go in with the original color that I started with, the first purple, and I'm going to kind of add in some shadows and kind of make it blend, because those kind of got faded out, and you can see that it got darker in places once I go over it again. And at this point, you really, whatever you add is gonna make it darker. You can't make it go lighter. Okay, just gonna kind of add this. And when the marker's dry, it will go lighter as well, but you don't wanna keep going over this. Okay, so now, just going through, just making it a little darker in places. And of course up here, we just kind of want to do that part. We can do a little line. I didn't do the line up here yet. Just going over the lines again. And then again, the little nose part. Okay. Now we're going to open it up and do our teeth part. We're gonna use a green, I was thinking, because to match the eyes, let's make it have green teeth. Again, you can choose any colors that you want. Make sure that when you have finished your picture, you either have your parents send me a picture of it through our blog site, or on Instagram. You can tag me because I want to see all of your artwork. I'm excited to see how everybody's looks. And don't worry if yours doesn't look like mine, because that's okay. That's what makes artists so fun and unique, is everybody is different and everybody's view on something is different. So what you see may be different than what I see, and it's fun to see how everybody interprets different objects. Okay, we're almost done here with the teeth. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just outline it. You don't have to, but I thought that it looked fun to have just kind of a little outline of the monster. Okay. And if you don't decide to outline it with just a black marker, I'm just going to use a permanent marker just so it will go over better. But you know, any marker would work. If you don't outline it, you're going to want to just, with probably the purple, add the line joinings so they're connected. We're going to just start with the teeth. You can see I didn't follow the lines very well. I'm not doing a very good job outlining, but that's okay. Okay, and see this part that I didn't fill in, I can go in. Now, if you're doing this project in crayon and want to outline it, you're gonna have to outline first before you do the crayon, because marker usually does not go over crayon very well. We're just gonna quickly outline this. And in the original picture, I went through and just kind of added some little squiggly, because it kind of looked like they were that way in the pictures I've seen. They almost look like they had these little separations. Oh, and I noticed this is a good time to go through and make sure that you have all your white parts covered too. Almost kind of looks like a little alien, I'm thinking. Time to get done with it. This is one that was requested that we try, is to try to do a coronavirus art. So this one, and we have another one we're gonna do with the coronavirus. Oh, I forgot these middle guys. Here, okay. And you can see, now there's a little part right here that it looks like it's white, but it's not, but I'm gonna just kind of fill it more in. It's just the light purple that's kind of showing through. All right, and there you have it. Hope you enjoy it, and make sure to tag me on your art.